Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. First of all, number one, we need intelligent people at every level and every facet of life in our country. We need it. And it first needs to start in the home. We need intelligent, hardworking men who would literally go out and get the job done. Because, having a nation to where we have all this role reversal, where these sorry men are staying at home and they're washing, cooking, cleaning, collecting government checks off their mother's sickness and all this other junk. These are not men. If you don't work, you shouldn't eat, period. And I know that may be harsh for a lot of people, especially since a lot of people depend on, the government for their livelihood. But the nature of this video is whether you love Donald Trump or hate Donald Trump, whether you like Donald Trump or you're not fond of Donald Trump, the one thing you cannot argue with is results. I often get on people who have a hue to their skin, commonly referred to as black people. I often get on them, and I continually keep asking them. I had a conversation the other day, and I said, I'm just going to be blunt with you right out the gate. How many years have you been this dumb? How many years have you been this stupid? Being what you call a Democrat. And it seems like that this country has a fetish and a love affair with poverty. It seems like this country has a fetish and love affair with handouts. And it seems like this country has a fetish and love affair with mainstream news media that will literally lie to them and politicians that lie to them. The Democrats haven't done a damn thing for anybody except enrich themselves. You say, well, what about the Republicans? Well, I'm not talking about the Republicans. Right now, Donald Trump hasn't even been in office yet. He hasn't even got sworn into office yet. And corporations, major corporations that have left this country are already coming back. And the ones that were thinking about leaving is staying. I mean, Chrysler, Fiat, they're getting ready to build a whole big old gigantic, auto industry out there in the Midwest. Ford is going back up there in what was commonly called Motor City. We'll see what General Motors is going to do. Whether you like it, lump it or not, something is taking place. Something is taking place to where the corporations are not leaving America and jobs are returning. And I'm glad. You see, this is the reason why it's very important that you have people that's business minded, because Obama ain't done nothing. I am so happy that they're getting rid of this Obamacare junk, because every year, I don't use Obamacare. And you know what? Every year, when I go to file taxes, they automatically deduct money. Bam! Right out of, they take it off the top from the taxes to make sure that you never get it. You know the reason why? Because the government ain't going to trust you to pay it. And they have, it's just unreal what is going on in this country. So we need all recognize something. There is evil in this country. And I'm under no illusion whatsoever at all. Listen to me. It's hard being a leader. I don't care what capacity you're in. Because people who are not leaders, they think that they have the right to judge your performance, which if you put them in the same place that you are, they would be experiencing the same type of negativity, if not more so, because in order to be a leader, you got to be equipped to be a leader, and you got to know how to lead. That's all there is to it. And most people, they fancy themselves being leaders, but they're not. The majority of people in the country are armchair quarterbacks. You know what I'm talking about. It's easy to tell the quarterback what he should have done while you're sitting at home on your couch with a brewski in your hand. That's easy to do. It sure is another game when you're on the field, though, because when you're on the field, when things are moving at that speed and that fast, all of a sudden, your perspective would change if you were under center. And that's the problem that we have in this country. We have a lot of people, especially here on YouTube, that everybody believes that their opinion is valid. Forget facts. Forget the facts. They don't want to hear it. They operate and walk out their own book of the law, and everybody thinks that their opinion is valid. And you know, there's an old saying that says, before you can be a good leader, you must first be a good follower. In other words, people will recognize you. People will recognize you. You know, a man's gift will make room for you, and it will bring you before great men. People will recognize your performance. So regardless, no matter what you do in life, you're going to need people. You're going to need people. They will recognize, they will see the integrity of your heart, they will see the performance of it, and then by those people, you would end up coming on up higher. And what you're doing is you're equipping yourself, you're developing yourself for leadership. There's one thing I can say about the Army is that, you know, I learned a lot, got very well educated in learning how to be a good leader. And as a pastor, you have to be a good leader because, I mean, people will bullshit you. I'm telling you straight up. Even people who claim to be so-called saved and in the faith, them are some of the worst kind that there is. And you know the reason why? Because they use this thing that they call salvation, trying to make everybody think that they're righteous and they're okay. But when you catch them in their dirt, you catch them in their mess. And that's the reason why, you know, I don't pay attention to a lot of people because, as the old saying goes, unless you walk the mile in these shoes, and boy, these some rough shoes right here. Most people can't, most men cannot. And I mean, just impossible. They simply cannot wear this shoe. They cannot wear this boot, period. Because the foot that goes inside of this boot, it has many hats, and there's a lot of things going on. For instance, let me just use myself as an example. When you look at Pastor Dowell, you can hate me, love me, makes no difference. Totally irrelevant. One thing you cannot argue with is results. When you listen to me, you may not like how I say it, you may not like how I explain things, but when you listen to me, I'm a man of my word. That no matter who you are, you have to agree with that. And I'm not a lazy man. I'm a working man. You have to agree with that. You have to. And I inspire and bring inspiration. And I put a lot of motivation in younger men to the point that they want to follow. And you can't argue with that. And while everybody else is sitting out here judging me, or everybody else is sitting out here doing whatever they're doing, I hope they do it, because 5 years from now, they're still going to be in the same place. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine being 40 years old and you're still paying rent to somebody? Now, am I downing people for that? No, I'm not, because it all depends on who you surround yourself with. No, you're going to have to start exercising some self-autonomy, because this world is not going to do anything for you. You're going to carve it out and make it your way. I've got men that are 30 years old in this ministry that have purchased land that they own. And you know what they're doing? The way that the door opened for them is utterly amazing. They were able to purchase land because when they purchase this land, the land is not just for themselves and their own immediate family. It's for others. Utterly amazing. What do you think happens out there in the business world? You know, in order for people to even start businesses, they need other people's money to get it going. And those people who invest in them are waiting for a return on their investment. See, most people are not intelligent like that. But, you know, I'm doing what all these other ministries, they should be doing. They should be doing, but they ain't going to do it because people are inherently selfish. They're inherently selfish. And by the way, I heard that Obama gives his farewell speech. Goodbye, good riddance, and so the hell long. Anyway, so now back to what I'm saying. I got young men in their 30s that own land anywhere from 5 acres to 85 acres. That's paid for, no debt whatsoever at all. Now, if you're a shepherd, if you are a leader, and if you have any worth in you whatsoever at all, should you not be able to advise? Should you not be able to guide people who have the ears to hear Because, you see, I have to evaluate the souls of men. I have to evaluate men who are men, because murmurers and complainers and people who gripe and people who bitch, they never get any damn thing done. They never get nothing done whatsoever at all. They will still be murmuring. They'll still be griping and complaining. They'll still be freeloading off of somebody else 5 years from now. Mark my words. Watch and see. But what we're producing is a debt-free ministry. That's what we're producing. Because, you know, when people go out to work, we want to be able to take that money and put it right into the land that we own. We don't want to go out there and give it all back to the world. We don't want to do that. And I just think it's intelligent. So why are you talking about this? And why are you talking this way, Pastor Dow? Because you're going to have to pay attention to fruit. See, a lot of people, they don't like the way Donald Trump talks. They just simply don't like the way he talks. But the way he talks has nothing to do with performance. That's all emotion. But those of us that are intelligent, sure, he says things at times that, man, I just literally can't stand. But I'm not going to sit up there and paint a broad brush over a few things that he says that I don't agree with, and then just throw out the baby with the bathwater. I am going to intelligently listen, and then I'm going to watch performance. And that's what everybody should do. But, you know, again, you people, many of you fall in the wrong people, because in this life you need mentors. You need real, true leaders. And you can judge all you want, but your judgment means nothing to those who are performing. Do y'all understand? Am I making any sense? Can you comprehend what I'm saying at all? Anything at all? And maybe you can become a part of. People go out all the time. They go to churches. And they never, ever, ever benefit at all from what they call the theology, the teachings, from those churches. They pay into it, but they never really get nothing out of it. They never get any peace in their life. None whatsoever at all. Their homes are literally a shambles and wreck. You got folks out there that, I'm going to tell you right now, the modern day Christian church is nothing but a house of ill repute. That's all that it is. Starting from the fat ass preacher all the way down. It's just a house of ill repute. These people, it's just off the chain. What they say. They got a saying out there I heard some time ago. Everybody got drama in their pajamas. What the hell is that? Let me tell you something. Where I'm at, you ain't gonna have no damn drama in your pajamas, because you're gonna take that crap somewhere else. That's what you're gonna do. Because what we do is it reflects on the younger generation, and the way we carry ourselves reflects on the younger generation. You know, as a man or woman, you're gonna have to. Life is more than your selfish ambitions and dreams. You're gonna have to invest in the generation behind you. You know, the other day, I was reading an article where the rabbis over in Israel, they have, watch this. Isn't that amazing? How can they do this? They have legalized polygamy because as a people, they're dying off. They're being modified right out of existence. There are Palestinians that are marrying Jewish women, and they're producing Palestinians. And you got a lot of cross mixing and all this other stuff. And they realize that their population is falling fast. And you have a bunch of women that are a bunch of refugees. And so now the rabbi, he legalizes polygamy. First of all, how do you legalize something that is already biblically sanctioned anyway? I don't get that. I don't understand that kind of talk. But nevertheless, you don't hear nobody talking about that. You know why? Because it's Israel. And see, what's amazing is you got these people over there who are occupying this land, who have stolen the name of my ancient people and call themselves that, and everybody believes it. You know why? You know why? Because there's a culture that's dominating and ruling this world, and they're going to continue to keep pushing that agenda. But anyway, I know I have a lot of digressions. I guess we can call this a mini rant video. But for those who have the ears to hear and follow the Spirit, you know exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get over. Again, let's recap this. You're going to take an evaluation of your life and look and see where you're at and see if it's producing any fruit. Because if you're no better off today than what you were 5 years ago, then some changes need to be made. No doubt about it. And nobody can change this but you. Not, the Most High ain't going to come down and wheel your mind to think differently. No, you're going to have to come to the knowledge of the truth. And I would be the first to tell you that when you see yourself for who you really truly are, it is a very painful experience. It's a very painful experience. But there are those out there that really truly have your best interest in mind. They really truly do. They want to see you prosper and be in health. They actually want to see you at peace, your family's at peace. They want to see the children happy and joyous. They want you intelligent, educated. But then there's other people out there, they just use you. They use you for their own personal gain. And a lot of fat preachers do that. Right? As well as these skinny preachers. I can tell you right, who in the world called Joel Osteen? What in the world is that? I mean, I listened to about 30 seconds of his words one day, and that's all I could stomach and take. That was it, period. I couldn't take no more. Now, going over to the news media. CNN is really messing themselves up with this presidency right here, because that president, Donald Trump, he ain't going to have nothing to do with them. And anyone who comes out and viciously attacks his administration, you can forget about it. You ain't getting no press conferences, no news conferences. I don't care how much you call freedom of press and freedom of speech. Those who intelligently, that are objectively disagreeable because of some of the things that he's putting forth, and we can have an intelligent conversation, he'll give place to them. Same thing with me. You dishonor me and disrespect me, you get no audience with me, and I don't want no audience with you. I'm not going to sit up and put up with a bunch of people who dishonor and disrespect, because I don't do that to men. I don't dishonor. I don't disrespect men until they cross the line. And you should be the same way. And I'm not about to entertain a fool in any way, shape, fashion, or form, because if you turn around and entertain some foolishness like that, they're going to sidetrack you. They're going to take you off base. And the next thing you know, instead of you progressing in life, you're going to be degressing. I'm serious. And you have to be careful, very careful who you surround yourself with and who you actually have relationships in this life. By their fruits, you shall know them. So a lot of news press, a lot of news media are messing themselves up with this president right here. And he ain't playing no games. It's like this fool of a reporter turned around and says, when he attacks Donald Trump on false allegations, and then Donald Trump responds to him, and he hits him back, hits him hard. The first thing these hypocrites do is they lace and form lies with their forked tongue. And he catches them. His response is manhood. You get that? His response is letting you know, I'm an alpha male here, damn it. Now, you may be able to deceive all these GMO modified people out here who's sucking down chemical trails every single damn day, but I promise you one thing, you ain't gonna bullshit me. And every time I hit you, those out there who understand my demeanor, who get it, they're gonna know I caught your butt. And I'm not gonna be afraid to talk to you, and you're not gonna muscle me. You're not gonna use words against me and trying to whoop me with words. I got something for you. See, and this world is so effeminate. This world is. This world is so effeminate. This world is the men are so emasculated, so eviscerated. I mean, just everything, just sissies. Just a bag of sissies. I'm telling you, but I tell you what, many of you you gonna turn around and watch your network falling off in ratings, and many of you ain't gonna have jobs no more because of the way that you are attacking this man. This man ain't playing around with y'all. Like him or not. And I promise you, I can tell you right now, by watching him and listening to him, in this area, we have the same attitude. He don't care if you don't love him or like him. He got a job to do. And you're not adding anything to him with your negative judgments, your false reporting. You ain't adding nothing to him. And so since you're not adding nothing to him, you don't mean anything to him. Does that make sense? In other words, if you're not for me, then you are against me. And if you are against me, I don't give a crap about you. You don't give a crap about me. I'm glad we mutually agree. And I'm glad we're there. But know this. You won't be benefiting from me any way, shape, fashion, or form at all, period. I know that. I have the same attitude. Ask anyone who's ever met me. Not like these false people out here on YouTube because they have a computer screen, internet connection, and a keyboard. Everybody thinks their opinion is valid. Peer into the people's lives who point fingers. Peer into the people's lives who make a lot of judgments. You know what I mean? A false witness. One witness shall not rise up against another. By the mouth of two or more witnesses, let every word be established. Not two or more hearsay. Well, I heard. Two or more witnesses. But most people ain't going to follow those principles. But the truth is, people are going to eat the fruit of their own way. You're eating the fruit of your own way. Be you deceived, or be you offended, or be you well informed. Be it good or bad, your life is the measure of the fruit that you will be eating regardless. Makes no difference. One day, you want to come to yourself. That's true. I'm telling you. But PastorDowell, I'm not going to tolerate any man that's going to sit up there and dishonor and disrespect me when I don't do it to him. I promise you. I will not give no place to no devils. You can forget it. And you know what else I'm going to continue to keep doing? I'm going to continue to keep driving on. I'm going to continue to keep working hard. That's what I'm going to continue to keep doing. I'm going to continue to keep on producing. That's what righteous people do. Righteous people produce. The wicked is always in want. That's all there's to it. But I'm telling you, I love the posture of Donald Trump, the way he's handling his press. I really, truly am. I'm looking at the press conference right now. I was in Alabama yesterday. There on some business, taking care of business, and I had to listen to it over the radio, and I like what I heard, and I really truly enjoyed the way he handled that chicken neck reporter. I really truly do. Oh man, yeah, I guess because I'm a man full of testosterone. That's probably the reason why that I can recognize a man, because that damn Obama ain't no man. You look at Trump and then look at Obama. Now, which one is a man? Look at Vladimir Putin and look at Obama. Which one is a man? I mean, you can even put Putin against George Bush. Which one is a man? You can put Donald Trump against George Bush. Which one is a man? Are y'all beginning to see what I'm saying? Never mind. Most of you can't, because most of you are blinded by skirts. And believe me, I love women. I promise I do. I love them. It's just that I'm not playing this feminism game in any way, shape, fashion, or form. What trips me out is these women, they'll go spit in the ear of an effeminate man, and then this effeminate man, he'll get pumped up full of estrogen. And then he'll try to go out and speak to a man that's full of testosterone, and he thinks that he's, well, I tell you what he's going to end up doing. He just end up coming across a very rude awakening. Men don't tolerate that stuff. But anyway, I'll call this rant. I went all over the place. Sorry for all the digressions, but the truth is the truth. It's all there is to it. I like the way his posture. I'm telling you, I like Donald Trump's posture. I love his demeanor. I really, truly do. You hit him, he's going to hit you right back. And we're going to sit up here and have a war, damn words or something. Like, I'm just going to tell you who you are for the snake that you is. Can you imagine? They say, well, Mr. President, that's not presidential. Who in the hell are you to tell him what's not presidential and what is and what's not? It don't make any sense. He's the president-elect. You're not. It's like a lot of people try to tell me how to pastor. Are you a pastor? A true pastor? Are you a true rayah? Are you a true pastor? Because there's a bunch of pastors, but there's only a few true shepherds. There's only a few true, I'm telling you. I promise you that. And by their fruits, you shall know them. Do you know what that means? By their fruits, you shall know them. By their fruit, you shall know them. Do you know what that means? Do you really, truly know what that means? Huh? I know many people, you don't like the way I deliver messages. That's fine and good. Instead of paying attention to the way that the message is delivered, Maybe you ought to pay attention to the results if you take heed to the message. Then and only then will you know who I am. That's how I can tell you I know what this guy's about, because my demeanor is just like his. It's just like his. We need more of this. We need more men. We need them. And I'm going to tell you, he's already starting off on a good foot. If they're going to revamp their Sirens veteran, that thing, the VA, because that thing is just, I ain't even been there. And, I can go there, and I'm sure I can get a little bit of money for the injuries I sustained in the military. I've never even stepped in the VA. But the way that he's going for, he's delivering. Now, a couple of things he's finding out, being a politician now, that you're going to have to go through a bunch of these chicken neck sissies that I don't know how in the hell they got in office, but they probably because they're in feminine population or something. Everybody got in. But he's learning. He's going to learn how to navigate. It's going to be a ride. I can't wait to see it unfold. It's going to be a ride. At least one thing, we do have a figure of a man now that's standing at the head of this country. We ain't had that since Ronald Reagan.